So-Called is sponsored by LoveBoiseParks.org, which donates profits to support, promote, and preserve open spaces in Boise, Idaho. Use promo code SOCALLED for 10% off all your purchases at LoveBoiseParks.org. Now that Season 3 of So-Called is wrapped, it's time to take a look back. Find full episodes from Season 3 and all past seasons in our archive at SoCalledPodcast.com and wherever you get your podcasts. This is Mark Wojcik, and I'm wondering, how's your so-called career? Welcome to So-Called, the podcast that explores the why and how of work. I ask guests on So-Called, what advice would you give to your younger self, not to ask what they would change, but to understand what they've learned along the way? This episode compiles my guests' answers to that question. I hope you find the advice both inspiring and motivating as you pursue your own career. First up, we hear from Luke Malik, lawyer and co-owner of Smith & Malik, who says, once you get to the top of the peak you're climbing, there's usually more rock to scale, so you need to know why you're climbing in the first place.
Knowing why you do something is what really is going to drive you through those most difficult times, because no matter what path you choose, there will be times when it doesn't feel worth it. Remember why you're doing what you're doing, and it'll be your compass.
In addition to knowing your why, be of service, says Bree Sandow, nurse and director of the Enterprise Resource and Staffing Center of Excellence at St. Luke's Health System.
My role is 110% in service to other people. And I don't think there's one experience that I've had that hasn't positively contributed to that.
Caitlin Cobble-Massengill, founder and president at Full Swing Public Relations, is driven by a passion for justice and to make the world a better place, which has been the underlying thread throughout her career.
My personal mission is definitely tied to elevating women's leadership in the world. The common thread throughout all of my jobs and my career has been this passion for justice and trying to make the world better.
Storytelling is a passion for Rebecca De Leon, marketing professional, entrepreneur, and podcaster. Specifically, telling the stories that aren't being told and advocating for the underrepresented to make opportunities more accessible for everyone.
You can't be what you can't see. And it sounds weird to somebody who's used to seeing themselves represented everywhere. But when you don't see that, it becomes a struggle to convince yourself that you're good enough to do that.
If you are still working on discovering your passion, look inward to identify your strengths, a critical first step in finding satisfaction with your work, says Ali Rabi, Executive Director at Jesse Tree, human rights attorney and Idaho State Senate candidate.
You really need to think critically about your role and who you are as a person and what your strengths are, and lean on those and build your organization or your business or your company, no matter what your role is. Be a part of that, and you will have job security.
Or maybe you're in a rut, bored, complacent. Then it's time to embrace the discomfort that comes with learning something new, says Madison Warner, Leadership Development Manager at the Boise Metro Chamber of Commerce.
Lean into being uncomfortable. If you're too comfortable, I think that there's sometimes at this age, especially right after college, that there's some other things that you should be learning if you're that comfortable.
And don't wait to own whatever role you're in, advises Evan Ann Whitaker, Marketing Manager at Red Aspen. Feel empowered and confident in bringing your ideas to the table.
Push aside self-doubt. Just go forward, guns blazing, and believe in what you're delivering, because chances are it's awesome.
Career paths come with a lot of unknowns, which can cause fear. Facing your fears is the key to overcoming adversity, says Gary Buckman, coach, author, and inspirational speaker.
Fear is a liar. It's here to cause more fear. It's, you can overcome this by just having this awareness, and knowledge eliminates fear.
Overcoming your fears will also help you take the necessary risks to build your career, says Tyler Bell, CEO of Gem State Gymnastics.
Take a chance, take a risk, reach out. The answer will always be no if you don't ask. and you'll never get anything that you don't chase.
Resiliency will serve you well no matter what comes your way in life, says Linda Olson, motivational speaker, author, and triple amputee.
Life is constantly learning how to change and adapt. None of us know what's going to happen, but we can prepare for it, we can accept, we can adapt, and we can innovate when it happens.
And no matter where you imagine your career is headed, Monica Pierce, corporate go-getter and freelance writer, suggests a question that you should ask yourself.
You know, there's that classic question, where do you see yourself in 5 years or 10 years? I think more fair of a question is, you know, what kind of opportunities are you setting up for yourself at the moment?
I hope you've enjoyed season 3 of So Called and wish you all the best in setting up your next opportunity. And if you have advice for your younger self, please share it with someone you care about. Find full episodes from season 3 and all past seasons in our archive at SoCalledPodcast.com and wherever you get your podcasts. So Called is sponsored by LoveBoiseParks.org, which donates profits to support, promote, and preserve open spaces in Boise, Idaho. Use promo code SOCALLED for 10% off all your purchases at LoveBoiseParks.org. Our theme and transition music was composed by Roberto Cavaco. All other stylings are the sound of my voice. If you enjoyed today's episode, please let us know. Subscribe and leave us a review. So Called is available on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and wherever you get your podcasts.